Today I'll be reviewing Emirates A380 economy class, but with a twist. We'll be sitting on the upper deck at the front of the plane where the first class cabin usually is. These seats are much better than Emirates regular economy, mainly because there's only 2 seats by the window instead of the usual 3, and they have much more storage than the seats on the lower deck. It does cost £67 extra per person for seat selection though, so watch this video to see if it's worth it. We start off at London Gatwick's North Terminal, where Emirates operate 3 daily flights from, alongside 6 daily A380 flights from London Heathrow and 2 777 flights from London Stansted. That makes Dubai to London Emirates' busiest route by far. The bag drop queue was almost empty 2 hours before departure and only took a few minutes, but security on the other hand was packed and took over half an hour to clear. We were flying on the 23rd of December though, so it was extremely busy. Usually Gatwick is much more efficient. In fact, last time I was here, I timed it and it took just 3 minutes to clear security. Also, useful tip if you're flying Emirates from Gatwick, gate 558 is the only gate with enough jet bridges for an A380. So even if the gate hasn't been announced yet, you can head there early and be one of the first on. Now, as we board, here are the stats and route for today's flight. And if you're wondering why Emirates have economy seats on the upper deck of this plane, then I'll explain now. Emirates have 4 different configurations for their many A380s. Some have a first class cabin, some have premium economy, but the one we're on only has 2 classes, with 58 business seats and a whopping 557 economy class seats. So at 615 total passengers, this config carries the most passengers of any aircraft ever built. If you want to fly premium economy or first class, then you'll have to fly from Heathrow instead. Now, onto the seat, it's excellent. Despite being a bit old, it's still one of the best economy seats of any airline. With good legroom, good width, a huge screen, plenty of charging sockets and a nice adjustable headrest. It was also very clean. The headphones look a bit weird with their square shape, but the sound quality is above average for economy. Now onto one of the best things about sitting on the upper deck, the window seat gets a huge storage bin. This and the 242 seating make it feel far more spacious than the lower deck. God, this thing's so hard to open. But as you can see from me struggling here, it was very hard to open. But once open, it has loads of space, enough for a small backpack or a big coat or something. We were delayed a few minutes as we got de-iced, then a few more minutes as we needed to wait for an ATC slot, which always seems to be the case when flying out of London. But soon we were underway and took off 46 minutes late.
But at Emirates, safety always comes first. So it's
10 on the main deck and 6 on the upper deck.
if we need to evacuate.
Annoyingly for me, the glare from the sun ruined my takeoff video, so here's a very sped up version.
Find out more in the Emirates and proszę in your seat pocket and please ask your cabin crew for assistance.
You can just about make out central London about 35 kilometres to the north. And now that we've reached cruising altitude, it's time for a review of Emirates' award-winning IFE system. And you'll notice, they brag about the IFE system quite a bit, but for good reason. It's won a lot of awards from Skytrax and the like, and the selection is one of the best I've ever seen. A huge amount of movies, TV shows, live TV channels, games and more. They even have language learning courses and the ability to make calls from seat to seat. And I really like being able to view the external cameras. I know other airlines do this too, but I feel like Emirates were one of the first. And lastly, there's a magazine which just shows the TV guide and the duty-free shop. About 2 hours in, lunch was served and they handed out menus too, which most airlines would only do for business class. And because it was Christmas time, one of the options was a Christmas lunch with turkey, stuffing and veg. The starter was a basic potato salad, so nothing special there, but the dessert was a tasty sticky toffee pudding, then bread and butter, cheese and crackers, a bag of corn snacks and a chocolate on the side. Much more generous than many airlines, and the food mostly tasted good too. The other option was lamb biryani, which also tasted good. So overall, an excellent meal service, and it definitely felt more generous than what most airlines would give you. Then after the meal was cleared away, they served tea or coffee. Now it's time for the loo review. The A380 in general has really spacious toilets, so no complaints there. They have toiletries from the White Company too, whilst I feel like most airlines would only reserve the fancy stuff like that for business class or first class. And here are the stairs to the lower deck, but annoyingly the bar was closed the whole time, so I couldn't go down to explore. Then the rest of the flight was in darkness, so there's not much else to see. Another drink was served shortly before landing, and this advert for Dubai played to get people excited for their visit. But I would say they actually don't need to show the tourism ad, as Emirates is a great advert for Dubai by itself. After flying close to 100 airlines, I can safely say Emirates are now in my top 5. They have great service, a world-class airport for connections, and the fact that half their fleet is the Airbus A380, which is my favourite plane to fly on, is an added bonus. Now I'll also say that I was less enamoured with the city of Dubai itself, but I'll definitely consider Emirates again for a connecting flight if the price is right.
Thank you for flying Emirates. We hope you enjoyed your flight and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Dubai Airport is also one of the most impressive I've seen, and has one big advantage over its main Middle Eastern rival, Qatar Airways: no bus gates. Last time I transferred through Qatar, we taxied for 20 minutes to a bus gate, waited 10 minutes to get off, then had a 25-minute bus to the terminal. Almost an hour of lost time, which might make you miss a connection. Meanwhile, at Dubai, the only issue you'll have is a lot of walking. So overall, great flight and definitely worth paying £67 extra per person to sit on the upper deck. It almost felt like an upgrade to premium economy for a fraction of the price. And the big storage bins by the window seat are a game changer, if you can actually open them, that is. Only very minor issues are that there was a slight delay and they were quite slow to serve food. But I don't really hold that against them, as it was one of the busiest days of the year just before Christmas. It was also pretty expensive, but again, that's normal over Christmas. My next video will be a review of Raffles to Palm Dubai, a fantastic 5-star hotel located on the Palm. We were also staying over Christmas, which made it extra special, so stay tuned for that, as well as my review of the return flight in Emirates standard economy seating. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed.